students. So we have studied about the two models which were proposed to describe the structure of the plasma membrane, that is the sandwich model and the unit membrane model. Both of the models were rejected because those two models were not able to satisfy the properties which a plasma membrane should possess. Though the information which was given in that models about the structure of phospholipids was absolutely correct, but the interpretation of that information was incorrect, and that was the only reason why these models were not accepted. We have to study very important model for plasma membrane. That model is fluid mosaic model. This model was proposed by the scientists, that is Singer and Nicholson, in the year 1972, right? So this model was proposed by the two scientists, that is Singer and Nicholson, in the year 1972. What did this model say? Right? So the scientists explained that the model, the plasma membrane, is made up of proteins and phospholipids. Similar thing, right? So plasma membrane is made up of majorly proteins and phospholipids. These proteins are further of two types. So according to the scientists, the proteins are of two types. Which are those two types of proteins? And the first proteins are extrinsic proteins, also called as peripheral proteins. Right? So the name itself says the proteins are extrinsic proteins, which means that those are present on the either side. Right? So phospholipid bilayer is present, and on the either side of the phospholipid bilayer, the proteins which are present are called as extrinsic proteins. Second type of proteins are intrinsic proteins. These intrinsic proteins are further classified into two types, right? That is partially buried proteins and completely embedded proteins. These completely embedded proteins are also called as channel proteins or tunnel proteins, right? So proteins, right? So the two previous models had not explained about the proteins. Proteins are of globular type, right? So proteins are of globular type, but these proteins are further divided into two types: extrinsic proteins, which are present on the either side of the phospholipid bilayer, and intrinsic proteins. Intrinsic means inside. So proteins, if those are completely buried, those are called as completely embedded or channel proteins or tunnel proteins. And the second type of proteins are partially buried proteins, right? So this is about the proteins. Then if we will talk about lipids, phospholipids, right? Then phospholipid bilayer is present. Phospholipids are amphipathic, and again we are revising it. Amphipathic means it is having a polar head, right? So a polar head is present. So this is a polar head, right? and this head is made up of glycerol, right? Attached to glycerol is phosphate group, right? And the non-polar tails are present. So these are non-polar tail. This is made up of fatty acids, right? So tail is made up of fatty acids. There are two chains of fatty acids, and head is made up of glycerol, and attached to glycerol is phosphate. Head is hydrophilic, tail is hydrophobic, right? So hydro stands for water, so head is hydrophilic, which means it is having attraction towards water, whereas tail is hydrophobic, which means it stays away from water or aqueous environment. So this is one phospholipid. So there are two layers of phospholipid, and these two layers are arranged in such a way that the tails are facing each other. Tails are facing each other, right? So how is it possible? So again, this is one more layer, attached to it is phospholipid, and tails are facing each other, and both the tails are attracted towards each other by weak van der Waal force. So this is the structure of phospholipid. Bilayer of phospholipid is present. So let me draw one more phospholipid. So these are the two layers, right? This is one layer and this is another layer. So bilayer of phospholipid is present. Phospholipids are amphipathic. They are having hydrophilic polar head and hydrophobic non-polar tail. Head is made up of glycerol. Attached to glycerol is phosphate, and tail is made up of fatty acids. There are two chains of fatty acids. One more thing, students, right? That so we have studied that there are two types of proteins, right? Now this phospholipids show two types of movements, right? Which are those two types of movements? The first movement is transition movement, and second type is flip-flop movement, right? What is it? Transition movement is movement of phospholipid within same layer, and this is movement of the phospholipid in movement of phospholipid in opposite layer. So phospholipids show two types of movements. One is transition movement and another is flip-flop movement. So again, let me draw two layers of phospholipid, right? This is one layer of phospholipid, and this is another layer of phospholipid. So what is transition movement? If this is one phospholipid and if this is another phospholipid, if these two phospholipids are interchanging their position within the same layer, that movement is called as transition movement. But say this is also a phospholipid, this is also a phospholipid, and if these two phospholipids are interchanging their position in two opposite layers, then that movement is called as flip-flop movement. So students, what we have studied? We are studying the fluid mosaic model which was proposed by Singer and Nicholson in the year 1972, right? This model is called as fluid mosaic model. Why is it called as fluid mosaic model? We will study it in a short period of time. This says that plasma membrane is made up of proteins which are globular type and phospholipids which are amphipathic. Proteins are extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic means outside, intrinsic means inside. Intrinsic proteins can be either partially buried or completely embedded. Phospholipids are present in bilayer. Those are amphipathic. They are having polar hydrophilic head and non-polar hydrophobic tail. The tails are facing each other by weak van der Waals force of attraction. Right? This phospholipids show two types of movement. The first one is transition movement and the second one is flip-flop movement. Transition movement is the movement of the phospholipids within the same layer. So if this is number 1, this is number 4. If these two are changing the positions, it is called as transition movement. But flip-flop movement is the movement of phospholipids in opposite layer. So say this is A and this is D. If one is changing its position with D in two opposite layers, that movement is called as flip-flop movement. Based on all this data which was proposed by Singer and Nicholson, we will now draw the actual structure of plasma membrane, how it is satisfying all the properties and why the model is called as fluid mosaic model. Yes. So first let me draw the phospholipid bilayer, right? So it is made up of phospholipid bilayer. So I am drawing the two phospholipid layers, right? So this is one layer and this another layer. Right? Now proteins are of two types, right? So this is the plasma membrane. This is the inner side, which means cytoplasm, and that is the outer side. So we have studied two types of proteins. One is extrinsic proteins, which means these proteins are present on the outer side, on both the sides of the plasma membrane. Yes? So these proteins are extrinsic proteins. All of these proteins are extrinsic proteins, right? Now intrinsic proteins are of two types. Either those are partially buried or those are completely buried. So let me draw an elongated structure. So this is one intrinsic protein, but it is partially buried. This is one more intrinsic protein which is partially buried, right? And again there are completely embedded proteins also, and those proteins are called as tunnel proteins, right? So these proteins are completely embedded proteins. Those proteins are called as tunnel proteins. Clear? So these proteins are partially buried proteins, and these proteins are completely buried or tunnel proteins or channel proteins. This much is clear, right? So the scientists explain that there are two layers of the phospholipid with the tails facing towards each other. So these are the two layers of phospholipids. Proteins are of two types. One is extrinsic proteins which are present on the outer side, on the either side, which means this side or this side. So all of these proteins are extrinsic proteins. The second type of proteins are intrinsic proteins. Intrinsic proteins are either partially buried, such as this or this protein, right? Or it can be completely buried proteins, which means those are present through the entire phospholipid bilayer. These proteins are called as tunnel proteins. Now, if attached to proteins is sugar, say this is the sugar which is attached to proteins, then this structure is called as glycoproteins. And if the sugar is attached with the lipids, then this is called as glycolipids. So plasma membrane also possesses glycoproteins and glycolipids. Glyco stands for sugar. So if sugar is attached with proteins, it can be any of the proteins. Say for example, here is also sugar attached. Then this is also glycoprotein, right? And if sugar is attached with phospholipid, then that structure is called as glycolipids. This much is clear, students, right? Now, is it satisfying all the properties, right? So, we know if a fat soluble substance want to pass through this plasma membrane, it can easily pass. If a water soluble substance wants to pass, then the substance cannot cross the fatty acid, that is hydrophobic tail. But the water soluble substance can pass through the tunnel proteins. What is the function of this tunnel proteins? This will allow the passage of entire water soluble substances. So that property is accomplished. Then the plasma membrane should be dynamic in nature, right? And it is possible if the protein is to phospholipid ratio. Protein is to phospholipid ratio is variable. Then this is also correct. How it is variable? So we have studied the flip-flop and transition movement of phospholipid. If this phospholipid is moving from its position to here, right, then there will be a point where here this phospholipid will not be present and this phospholipid has not reached, which means the ratio changes, right? So when the ratio changes, the plasma membrane becomes dynamic in nature. So all the properties are satisfied, and that is why this fluid mosaic model was accepted, right? And it is till date accepted as the model defining the structure of plasma membrane. Now what are the scientists saying, right? The scientists are saying that the quasi-fluid nature of lipids enable the lateral movements of proteins. The fluidity is provided by lipids, and mosaic pattern is provided by proteins. Yes, so fluidity is provided by lipids and mosaic pattern is provided by proteins. Therefore, the scientists are explaining that the quasi-fluid nature of lipids enable the lateral movements of the proteins. So, these lipids are undergoing flip-flop and transition movements, which means the lipids are fluid in nature. Which kind of fluid? Quasi-fluid. What is quasi-fluid? It is a jelly-like fluid. which means it is either completely watery nor solid. It is a jelly-like fluid. So the jelly-like fluid nature of the lipids. Why it is jelly-like fluid nature? Because of the transition and flip-flop movements of the lipids. Because the lipids are of fluid nature, the proteins can undergo lateral movements. So the name is fluid mosaic model. Mosaic means the irregular shaped structures which are present in between, right? So we have studied, we know the mosaic games also, right? So the fluid nature is provided by lipids and the mosaic pattern is provided by proteins. So which means there is a phrase which is given for it, that is protein icebergs. And this protein icebergs are proteins in the sea of lipids, which means the fluid nature of plasma membrane is of lipids and proteins are present in the form of icebergs. So if you know that if you go into any oceans or any sea, then there can be icebergs present, right? So the liquidity is provided by lipids. So sea is of lipids and icebergs, the mosaic pattern is provided by proteins, right? One more thing, students, that this fluid mosaic model was accepted. This was the phrase which was used. The fluid nature is provided by lipids and mosaic pattern is provided by proteins. The quasi-fluid nature of lipids enable the lateral movements of the proteins, right? So electron microscope study of the human erythrocyte plasma membrane. Erythrocyte means red blood cell. So plasma membrane of red blood cell is made up of 52% proteins and 40% lipids, right? So this you have to remember, very important. RBCs, plasma membrane of RBCs of humans. The plasma membrane of human RBCs is also made up of proteins and lipids. What is the percentage of it? The proteins are 52% and the lipids are 40%. Right? So very important fluid mosaic model proposed by Singer and Nicholson. The model was accepted because it was satisfying all the properties which a plasma membrane should possess. Two types of proteins, intrinsic, extrinsic. Intrinsic, again two types, partially buried and completely buried. Two types of movements of lipids, flip-flop movement and transition movement. Quasi-fluid nature is of lipids. It enables lateral movements of your proteins. Fluidity is provided by lipids. Mosaic pattern is provided by proteins. So it is similar to the protein icebergs in the sea of the lipids. If sugar is attached to proteins, it is called as glycoproteins, and if the sugar is attached to lipids, it is called as glycolipids. So plasma membrane possesses phospholipid bilayer, extrinsic proteins, intrinsic proteins, glycoproteins, glycolipids. Along with it, cholesterol is also present in plasma membrane, right? So now we are going to study a brief view of the transport of the materials across the plasma